Chad Hatfield is a distinguished custom home builder and remodeler. In college, Chad was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
I guess I always knew I was different.
Yes.
But what does different mean?
So, did you feel like that when you were younger? You saying that you felt different?
Always kind of felt like I was the black sheep.
Yes.
Right, so to speak?
Yes.
Never really fit in with tons of different people.
Right.
Just always different. I never really understood why. I was on a pretty long journey of really trying to understand, what was going on with me. I always felt like there was something wrong with me.
Okay.
Right? And the reality is there's nothing wrong with any of us.
Right.
Chad is an in-demand custom home builder and remodeler in Dallas, Texas.
But the first one is, there's nothing wrong with you. Learn to have grace for yourself. And then understand your mind works differently.
Yes.
That's a gift.
Yep.
If you choose to use it that way.
Yep. It's an advantage.
It is, if you choose to use it that way.
Yep.
For me, I come up with 1,000 ideas.
Yes.
All of the time.
Stay until the end of this conversation to gain an exclusive behind-the-scenes look into a multi-million-dollar new custom home that Chad is building.
So what I like to do is I always like to start and have this signature open where I want to see how your brain works and how your brain processes information. So in this picture, this is a house under construction.
Okay.
And I see your mind is already firing up, which I like. Most people see chaos in this picture. Chad, what do you see? Just anything that comes to your mind.
Looks like they've got CMU construction over on the left-hand side. It looks like the entire house may be built out of CMU. There's scaffolding all the way around, which makes sense. It's masonry. It looks relatively organized. And they've got the right railings and things on the scaffolding. House looks like it's close to being dried in. They're getting shingles on. So they're probably getting close to being at a stage where they can start the mechanical roughs. So we just start to think about where it's at schedule-wise, and then you automatically start thinking about what comes next, who needs to be involved in it. It's just construction is always kind of an organized chaos. It's an imperfect process.
Okay. So
Be good if they had a construction fence.
okay. Okay, so the thing is, like I said, I always with guests on the podcast, I always like to just show how your brain works and how you process information and how confident you are now in the present. And then what I like to do is go back to the beginning, to your childhood. So I'm going to set the scene because you already know this, but I'm going to set the scene for the viewers that are going to watch this. It's you, your wife Diane, and a psychologist, and you all are going over the results for your son James that's dyslexic.
Right.
And during the process, the psychiatrist says, I think he would test high functioning for autism. And you said to yourself, she's describing my childhood.
Well, she said she's going through, he's severely dyslexic.
Uh-huh.
He has dysgraphia, which means you have real trouble connecting your mind to your hand to write.
Yes.
Which, if you see my handwriting, you understand. I understand where he gets that.
Yes.
And then she says, and if we didn't test him for autism, but if we did, he'll test high functioning.
Uh-huh.
And I was just sitting there going, what?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, high functioning autistic? And she starts describing to me how people would misperceive him or would perceive him, and how he would misinterpret people's reactions to him.
Yes.
And it really struck me. And she saw that it was visually. She saw visually it was affecting me.
Yes.
And I said, she asked me, she goes, what's going on with you? And I said, you're just describing my childhood.
Mm.
And she goes, really?
Wow.
And I could tell she was interested in that.
Yes.
She goes, really? She goes, what did you major in college? And I said, engineering.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, how were your grades?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I like a 3.48 or a 3.49.
Yes.
And she said, if you relate to that, you already know you have ADHD. You
Yes.
relate to this, and you majored in engineering and got those grades, you will too.
Wow.
And I said, well, I guess I always knew I was different,
Yes.
but what does different mean?
So, did you feel like that when you were younger? You saying that you felt different? In what ways?
I don't think I understood.
Right.
Always kind of felt like I was the black sheep.
Yes.
Right, so to speak.
Yes.
Just never really fit in with tons of different people.
Right.
Just always different. I never really understood why.
When I was diagnosed with dyslexia a few years ago, I just had this sigh of relief. I'm like, okay, everything makes sense now. Chad, when the psychiatrist was saying when she was describing signs and symptoms of autism, and you said she's describing my childhood, did you feel like in that moment or somewhere around that moment that you gained a piece of your life back that you didn't even know you were missing?
That's a great question. No, it was all just more about understanding. I mean, I
Gotcha.
was on a pretty long journey of really trying to understand, what was going on with me. I always felt like there was something wrong with me.
Okay.
Right? And the reality is there's nothing wrong with any of us.
Right.
In fact, our marriage coaches, I think I told you this, but
Yes.
our marriage coaches in Oklahoma City, fantastic people.
Mm-hmm.
Love them to death. The wife, Gina Lynn, says to me, we were in a long one-on-one weekend with them.
Yes.
Where it was just the four of us. And she said to me, she goes, Chad, you've read more books than anyone I've ever met, which she says, read, I listened to.
Right.
I didn't read.
Right.
I read very slow.
She takes the finger.
Yeah, I have to with my finger.
Me too.
She said, she goes, you've been on this intentional quest to figure out what's wrong with you. And I just wonder what your life will look like when you start to look for what's right with you. And that was really, but it still affects me emotionally.
Yes.
Just remembering that.
Yes.
Very powerful because it's something I could choose to remind myself of every day.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to go back into that old thought pattern of what's wrong.
Yes.
What's wrong?
Yes.
What's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And just search for the problems.
Yes.
Because we're very creative.
Yes.
But a lot of us tend to be hard on ourselves too.
Yes.
And I use that as a way to motivate myself. I don't know if that's from dyslexia or not. I'm not an expert on it.
Yeah.
I just know that I don't know if it was a relief
Gotcha.
to know that. I can remember going back and studying ADHD, and I found a bunch of resources online about ADHD. This was around 2011, 12, maybe 13, somewhere in there. And I remember, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts when I'd walk, listen to books.
Yes.
And I was listening to one from, I can't remember the name of the place, ADHD, they've got a big online podcast presence. A lot of great material. And remember listening to that about, it was, now I'm going to forget the name. And I'll have to look it up and tell you.
That's okay.
But it had to do with emotional dysregulation.
Okay.
And I remember that one on an hour-long walk, just listening to it, and really, just being in tears.
Right.
As I really started to understand what was going on with me.
Yes.
And how I was choosing to deal with it, not always the right way. So I just didn't understand.
See, you're getting into my next question, and I want to delve deeper into that because I want to fast forward because your story is like a lot like mine. Is that you were not formally diagnosed with ADHD until you was an adult, like the end of high school, the beginning of college, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's go deeper on what you're already talking about. Just continue to unpack that situation. Did you know about ADHD? Did you not know about it? How did you feel just anything that you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't remember a whole lot about that. I'm getting to be fairly old now.
Yeah.
But that was my sister's ex-husband, who was a psychologist.
Okay.
I think that was telling my mom, you need to. He probably has ADHD. You need to take him and have him diagnosed.
Okay.
I don't know that it really. It didn't really strike me or affect me.
Okay.
In those days, because I mean, gosh, it was 94.
Okay.
95, a long time ago.
Okay.
Not a lot of information on what was the tiny internet at that point.
Exactly.
Right, and there just wasn't a whole lot out there. So as I really started to be able to dive into that in 2011, 12, there was a lot of information by that point.
Right.
And you could teach yourself a lot if you wanted to. And I could not get enough.
Gotcha.
I just kept searching for more and more and more.
Right.
And it all started off with me because we had started this business in 2005.
Right.
And I wanted to learn how to run a better business,
Right.
how to be better at business.
Right.
I never really understood that the business is a reflection of the owner.
Exactly.
So if you want the business to run better, where's the right place to start?
Right.
Well, it's here.
Right.
Right. So that was really an interesting beginning to that.
Okay.
Yeah, the first book I really read was Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
And I thought, as I was probably on Amazon looking through that, just skimming through stuff, not even reading the whole thing, like, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Right.
Probably good, highly rated, good book.
Right.
That'll help,
Right.
Maybe that'll help me with business.
Right.
Yeah, that's a manual on how to live a better life and be a better human being.
Yes.
And that was one that really, really deeply affected me.
Okay.
I used to have an infrared sauna.
Okay.
And I would get up and listen to books while I was in that infrared sauna. And as I was listening to parts of that and recognizing, really understanding
Yes.
what some of the things that had been going on in my life from when I was younger, and seeing a lot of the relationships that I never understood why they failed.
Right.
And gaining some understanding of that and recognizing things like everything you do is a choice.
Yes.
Whether you did anything or not.
Right. Right.
Choice to do nothing is still a choice.
Exactly.
That book was phenomenal in it, but I'd get emotional listening to it.
Yes.
Trying to understand.
Kind of maybe connecting the dots. I don't know. You tell me, but you talk about one of the marriage coaches that said, you're so busy trying to figure out what's wrong, start looking at what's right.
Right.
Did any of those things of you trying to figure out what's wrong, was you dealing with ADHD or being autistic? Was there anything regarding that?
I'm sure it's all intertwined, right?
Yes.
It's how your mind works.
Right.
I'm not going to pretend to have a really profound understanding of how someone else's mind works, because this is normal to me.
Exactly.
Right? And I would never, I view this as a gift.
Yes.
Right? I can come up with 1,000 ideas in 60 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, that's why I had you look at that picture, because I wanted to see how you process information, because to me it did look like chaos. But to you, you can see, it's like the Matrix. You can see what other people can't see.
You see the organization in it.
Exactly. See?
Right?
Yeah.
I can see the organization in it, but that's what I'm used to.
Yes. Chad, you graduated college, the top 10 of your class in engineering. You missed cum laude by 100 of a point.
Couple hundreds, maybe. It was 2 or 1, 2. It was close.
That's one of the most mentally demanding majors that you could get. What strengths of ADHD do you think gave you ability to graduate at the top of your class?
Yeah, so the ability to hyperfocus. Right?
Okay.
I think I was telling you before that, if I'm going to read a book, it has to be quiet.
Yes.
Super quiet.
Dead silence.
Dead silent, right? And when I was in college, There weren't noise canceling headphones. Like, you had to physically get away from people. So audiobooks, listening to those, great. Didn't do a whole lot of that in college, but engineering, a lot of math, a lot of physics. Now, reading, really quiet.
Yes.
Solving big problems that we had to handwrite out that were 5 pages long.
Wow.
If I wasn't listening to really loud music, then that was harder for me.
Wow,
But I could listen to really, really loud music, sing at the same time, and be completely focused on those problems.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I could picture things in my mind and move them around and see the relationships.
Wow.
And that's part of it. But I could do the work on those problems for hours and forget to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
And then realize, like, oh, I need to pee. Like, bad.
Hyperfocus.
Hyperfocus.
Okay.
Spreadsheets the same way for me.
Okay.
I could get into a spreadsheet that I'm interested in, and I just won't let go of it.
See, I'm the opposite. It would be too confusing. It'd be too much for me. But like I said, ADHD and dyslexia are cousins of each other, so it makes sense. You know, we both have strengths and weaknesses, and also like my last guest I had on Vansel, he's a lot like you. He was brilliant in math. What did he get his degree in? Economics or something like that. And yeah, he can break down problems, and he's just like you. But Matt, yeah, that's what I want to say is that, you know, as you know, this, like, all of us that are in this neurodivergent community is not one size fit all, because some dyslexics are great at math. Me, I'm not. And just like with you, you know, you can hyperfocus, and so
I think a really good thing that might help you understand more is, and it's how I gain more of an understanding of myself, is our son, you know, goes to the Shelton School.
Yes.
I told you the story, I think, of how my wife got him diagnosed.
Yes.
Because that's all my wife.
Yes.
And God bless her for it. That school has been a godsend. The first year that your kid is there, there's mandatory parent education.
Okay, that's amazing.
Right, and these are things that I'd like to get you connected with that school, so you can just maybe listen to those.
Okay.
It could help you with the podcast.
Okay.
But one of them is they have demonstrations of what dyslexia is like.
Okay.
For the parents.
Okay.
To understand.
Yes.
And they're dyslexia simulations. Okay. And there was one of them that just I was really emotional about it because I never understood. Loud noises, lots of voices, all at the same time. I get so flooded, I can't think. It's literally painful.
Gotcha.
For me.
Gotcha.
So like being in a really loud bar, if you and I were in a loud bar and we were trying to have this conversation, I would have so much trouble even not just only hearing you, but really understanding what you're saying.
Yes.
Because I hear all of the voices.
Gotcha.
Well, they have a simulation in that.
Gotcha.
And that simulation, at that point, maybe they've changed it now, but it was multiple classes on a field trip. And they were all having to go back and talk about what they saw on the field trip. So there's like 4 teachers with 4 different classes, and each one of the teachers is giving out a list of all the things that they saw. And then they're asking us questions about it afterwards.
Yes.
Well, I hear all those voices at really almost the same volume.
Yes.
And it's so overwhelming to me that it's literally painful. Like I will want to cover my ears.
Gotcha.
And it's my wife when we were younger. She used to never understand. She's like, you want to go out. You don't like. Everybody's going out to this loud place.
Right.
I can't stand it. Like it is physically painful for me.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do that.
Gotcha. That makes
So
sense.
she understood it at that point, but it wasn't until we had our son in that school.
once again, you bring me to our next my next question. Your son James, he's dyslexic. Chad, with your upbringing, you being ADHD, having autism, how has all those factors factor into how you're raising him and how you're leading him on his journey through dyslexia?
Yeah. Again, I'm not formally diagnosed with autism or dyslexia, but I'm pretty sure that I have that, because dyslexia is far more than anyone ever really understands.
Right.
At least than I understood. I
Right.
just thought it was about reading.
Right.
Yeah, it's way deeper.
A lot more than
The
that.
emotional aspects of it are far more.
Yes.
See, now I've already forgot the question you asked me.
Well, no,
You
just
asked me, James, and how we...
just how, you know, because you are diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, yes.
So with your own learning difference, how does all that factor into how you're raising James with his learning difference?
Well, first, it's helping him understand this is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
This is not... People refer to it as a learning disability, at least they used to. And
Yeah.
it's just a different way of thinking.
Yes.
Your mind works in a different way. That's wonderful.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
If we all thought the same way, how boring would that be?
Exactly.
You know, it takes all of us. We're all going to be good at different things.
Yes.
So that's the first thing, is understanding that this isn't something to be embarrassed or ashamed about.
Yes.
Your mind just works differently.
Exactly.
And you're so blessed that we live in a time now where you have spell checkers.
Yes.
I never had that.
Yeah.
My spelling is horrible.
Mine is horrible too.
I have to, at times, Joseph, I have to take my phone out and put it on voice to text.
Yes,
to get
and
the
Google,
word
yes.
close enough.
And even going back to spell check can be hard too, because spell check can give you several different options that look similar. So you have to know which one is the right one.
You got to choose the right one. And he's really got a gift that we didn't have growing up.
Yes.
Not only does he have that school, he's surrounded now by kids that think like him, whereas before he was really depressed.
Isolated. He didn't.
Oh, he was really depressed.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things they told us in that same diagnosis. They're like, we're not going to diagnose him with depression, but
Yes.
he is depressed. He's answering questions that we don't want a child his age to answer.
It's so common in this community. I've heard so many stories, like with me being in this space and looking at interviews and hearing. It's so common for kids to be in that place, and I understand it, because it's scary, and dealing with bullying and just feeling ostracized and
We felt
picked
stupid.
on. Yeah.
It's he didn't fit in. He didn't have a lot of friends. He would get in trouble because we're all going to sit down and read a page out of this chapter, and by the time it would get around to James would get in trouble.
Exactly.
Right? Because he didn't read well.
Exactly.
And then, oh my gosh, the writing exercises.
Yes.
Trying to help him write.
Yes.
Yeah. Even me, my handwriting is
Yes.
unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
I
I have to really concentrate in order for it to be good. I have to write real slow.
have to write in block letters.
Yeah.
For it to be slow.
Yeah.
And when I write in cursive and I try to write fast, then when I go back to read it, I call it contextual reading. Because I can't read my own words,
Yeah.
and I'll have to pick the words around it, and then I'll remember, oh yeah,
The context, yeah.
I was thinking this when I was writing. So I get to read my own writing.
I want to touch on marriage, because when you and I spoke prior to this, we both agree how pivotal marriage is, and different things like that. So, my wife and I, at our 10-year wedding anniversary, I got you can see this. It has continue the journey on there.
That's beautiful.
And I know you and Diane, at your 25 years, I'm sorry, when you all renewed your vows, you got
20, we renewed our
yeah.
vows.
See, yeah, I knew. Okay, I knew I was right. 20 years.
5 was February this year.
Okay, yeah. You celebrated 25 years this year, but at your 20-year anniversary, you all renewed your vows.
Yes.
And you got
By Zoom because it was COVID.
I still do. Is in your ring?
Not this ring,
Not
but
that one.
another one.
But yeah, another one. I still do. Chad, what I want to ask you, because obviously when we're in the neurodivergent community, dyslexia, ADHD, those things affect our marriage. I mean, it may not affect everybody's marriage. So what I want to ask you is that you've been successful, you and your wife are successful in marriage. At what points or different situations come up that maybe got in the way or hindered you all still saying that I do in your marriage?
Yeah, so my wife's diagnosed with ADHD too.
Okay.
So she's different than I am, and that's fine. At times we really rush to make a lot of judgments without having all the information, and we misunderstand the intent of the other person quite frequently. I don't know that that's not all marriages.
Yeah.
Maybe it just happens faster in ours.
I was gonna say that it's because like you process information so fast, so quickly.
But you don't always process it correctly. Like I can't tell you how many times growing up I would say something and everyone would look at me funny and like, what?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Right.
And I would impugn motives into other people that just weren't there at all.
Okay.
Because I would misunderstand a lot of social cues.
Gotcha.
And that still happens.
Yes.
And that'll frustrate my wife
Gotcha.
quite a bit.
Okay.
She'll look at me and she'll go, what are you doing? How could you even think that? I'm like, what?
But you went right over your head?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right over my head.
Okay.
That's caused a lot of disagreements.
Yes.
In the past, but we both understand that our marriage is the foundation of everything in our lives.
Yes.
And I am really blessed to have someone that I'm married to that is just as stubborn as I am.
Yes.
Blessed most of the time, and other times like, holy smokes. We don't have to get into a pitched battle about this.
Yes.
Because we will both build those mental snowballs
Right.
really fast.
Right.
And that, I think anyone who's been married 25 years can push the other one's buttons in a microsecond.
Okay.
I hope that the rest of society gets away from teaching people that marriage is bad.
Yes.
And that you don't need to get married.
Right.
You can do all the things that anyone who's married can do. I don't agree with that.
Yes.
And I don't agree with that because it's not easy to get divorced.
Yes.
And I think people just don't treat marriage with the same respect.
Exactly.
I hope that it gets back to that because the success of this business begins with my marriage.
Yep.
The success of our children begins with this marriage. Our marriage is the foundation. Of everything in our lives.
Yes.
Right. And I'd just like to see people get back to that society.
Because when we spoke before, and I'm gonna just dovetail on what you're talking about marriage, how important it is. You often sometimes will say like you spoke with somebody and it was like holding up a mirror, and that's one of the things that my wife and I said years ago. Diane gonna see things in you that you can't see in yourself.
Right.
You're gonna see things in her that she can't see in you, and that's how you all sharpen each other and make each other better, the best versions of yourselves.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, Adam McKay, the sales trainer, good friend, great human being. We were doing some work 8 years ago, and he would say to me, he'd ask me some questions, and every time he would say, if I can just put my coach's hat on, trigger this internal feeling of, oh crap, what's coming? But he would always help me see. He would hold up a mirror, and that a lot of times nobody wants to look in the mirror and see, did I mess that up? Did I F that one up?
Yeah.
Bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did at times. And our marriage coaches taught us things because we worked with them for 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
And I'd ask myself questions like even in business, am I being the right person to be in a partnership with
Yes.
right now?
Right.
Because when you're in an argument in your marriage, our marriage coaches would refer to that not as an argument. But when you're in that disagreement, it's like everything else in life, the only thing we can control is ourselves.
Yep. Yep.
And that question that you could choose to ask yourself in those moments is, am I being the right person to be married to right now?
Yes.
And if you can't honestly answer that question as yes, then what does it tell you?
Yep.
I mean, it tells you to look within,
Yep.
right? Because that's the only thing you can control
Yes.
is you.
Yes.
I think, was it Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning? And I'll butcher this.
That's okay.
But he says, because he says it differently, but he says something to the effect that there's a stimulus and a response.
Okay.
In an animal, the response is instinctual to the stimulus, something that happens to us.
Yes.
In a human being can inject time into that.
Okay.
There's a stimulus, and then they can respond instinctually, or they can choose to respond in any way.
Yes.
1 second later, 2 days later, 1 hour, whatever it is. It's in that space lies man's freedom to choose his destiny.
Yes.
And I'm butchering that.
That's okay.
Right?
That's good. That's good.
But it's very meaningful. If you haven't read that book, that's a really deep book. Very great book.
Chad, once again, you're leading to my next question. I want us to dive even deeper of just, you keep talking about choice. We get to choose, right?
Right.
My next question is 7 habits of highly successful people, and then the first habit is be proactive, take responsibility for your life, and focus on what you can control.
Right.
Chad, I want you to speak to everyone that's watching, not only people that are in the neurodivergent community, ADHD, Dyslexic, autism, but obviously everybody has some type of chip on their shoulder. Even going back to your marriage coach, stop looking for what's wrong, start looking for what's right. When you factor in looking for what's right and not looking for what's wrong, being productive, control what you can control, it's easy for us as dyslexics, ADHD, autistic, have autism to focus on what's wrong, what we can't control, what we're not good at. Chad, how can we start to change that trajectory in our lives?
Yeah, so I think this goes way past any learning differences,
Yes.
right? Because I think society as a whole
Yes.
gets into the most common state. It's that victim state,
Yes.
right? It's all of this is being done to me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's a choice to believe that way.
Yes.
And a different choice is to just focus on what can I do.
Yes.
And like I was feeling really, really frustrated and overwhelmed this morning. We have a lot of things going on.
Yes.
It's a small business.
Yes.
We have some personnel issues right now. I've got one of our project managers who literally just at the dentist with me, and he's got to go to an oral surgeon like now.
Yes.
And I feel terrible for him. I can choose to feel flooded, overwhelmed, frustrated, and all of those feelings are what? It's all being done to me, right?
Yes.
I'm making myself out to be a victim.
Yes.
It's okay to feel down. It's okay to have those feelings. It isn't okay to stay there.
Yes.
And I think I don't know if it's just being a small business or all of the reading that I've done, but when you understand that everything is a choice.
Yes.
A choice if you're depressed, you're choosing to feel depressed.
Yes.
If I'm feeling beaten down, like I was this morning, I'm choosing to feel beaten down.
Yes.
Well, the power in that is if I'm choosing that, what else can I do?
Choose something else.
I can choose something else. I can choose to take steps to help me put myself in a different mindset.
Yes.
And focus on different things.
Yes.
I'm never going to stop having those thoughts, those
Right.
patterns, because it's just a pattern of thought, you know,
Right.
that we've all learned, we practice it. Maybe it's human nature.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yes.
What I think could really benefit society is understanding that all of that is a choice.
Yes.
Because if you're a victim, you're powerless to change your circumstances.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I'm not powerless.
Yes.
I'm never going to be.
Yes.
My son and I were on a hike in Death Valley. I don't know if I told you about that or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's one specific place in Death Valley. And long story, but go back the way you came. Go back the way you went in. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
Done all sorts of research
Yes.
on this one particular hike. And
Okay.
we decided we were going to take our alternate exit.
Okay.
And that almost killed us. And I can tell you, when you're going up a slope, and you added 3 miles to a hike that was already pretty long, and now you're out of water, and it's 94, 93. It was unseasonably hot. I remember telling our son, who was telling me he couldn't move his legs anymore.
Wow.
Like, I can make it to that rock.
Yes.
I can make it to this bush. I can make it to that.
Yes.
And I said, James, I don't care if I have to throw you on my back and I rip my fingernails off crawling up this hill.
Yes.
We're making it to
Yes.
the Jeep,
Yes.
right? That's the only way we're not dying here.
Yes.
And I think that's an extreme situation.
Yes.
And that, by the way, that's a situation I chose to put myself
Yeah.
in, right? Which didn't feel like the father of the year on that one. Those were powerful lessons in that, though, too.
Yes.
I realized in a lot of the things that I've learned the power of choice, and that choosing to feel a certain way. If I'm really frustrated and upset with my wife,
Yes.
is she doing that to me?
Yes.
I mean, she may be doing things that I choose to allow to trigger me.
Right. Right.
She can't make me feel any way.
Exactly. Exactly.
I am choosing to feel that way. And if I'm choosing to feel that way, well, I may be triggered, I may be frustrated, I may be angry, I may be upset, I may feel hurt, down,
Yes.
whatever. Pick your emotion.
Yes.
If I recognize it's a choice, then I can choose to find a path to another way. And then it's just tools.
Yes.
What are steps I can take to do this? I mean, I had, God, it's been a long journey of discovery. I'll try to tell you the shortest version of this, but I carried it was probably 2017. I carried a card around in my wallet
Okay.
that had words on it, about 9 different words.
Okay.
And these are all words that I had asked people. I asked Diane, I asked some of my really, really lifelong solid friends.
Okay.
What are words you would describe me by? And those are people that genuinely love and care about you no matter what, right?
Exactly.
Well, if they're describing you and how you show up in the world, I wrote those down. Maybe it's 10 words. I should probably do that again. It should is a crappy judgmental word, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But when I would get really, really, really hard on myself, because I've been, in most of my life, very, very hard on myself. I'm to the point of abusive with myself,
Yes.
right? When I would really start beating myself up mentally, I could pull that card out if I chose to. Look at those words. Those are my friends and people that love me. They're telling me how I'm received in the world.
Yes.
In that moment, I have a choice.
Yes.
I can believe the BS in my head that I'm telling myself,
Yes.
or I can believe what people that love and care about me are telling me.
Yes.
This is who you are. This is how we see you.
Yes.
One of these things is true. They both can't be true.
Exactly.
So in those moments, I chose,
Yes.
and I would simply read those words and choose. I trust them. They love me. This is who I am, not this other junk I'm telling myself.
Yes.
I also took our son was probably 7 or 8 at the time. I realized, if I talk to my son in my head the way that I'm talking to myself, what would he do? And I won't even say out loud the things I would say
Right.
to myself in my head.
Right.
It's horrible. I took a picture of myself. I knew that if I said to him the things I was saying to myself, he would run away from me crying.
Yes.
Run to his room, jump under his bed. And if I did that enough times, what would I do to him? I would destroy him.
Yes.
It would be beating him down emotionally.
Yes.
At some point, it would be so abusive that he'd get removed from us.
Yes.
And well, if it has that effect on him, then what effect was it having on me?
Exactly.
So I took that and I found a picture of me when I was about his age, 7 or 8, in a soccer uniform. Fiery red sunset behind me. I was in front of Lake Highlands High School on the practice fields. I don't even know if they're still there. At the Skyline Rec Center. And I framed that picture and put it on my desk at work, my desk at home,
Yes.
put it on my phone, and I put it on my mirror so I'd see it every morning and every night.
Yes.
I made a deal with myself. Again, I had that card. The thing that really, really got me to understand how much I was beating the living you-know-what out of myself
Yes.
was that deal with myself was these thoughts that I'm having. I have to look at that picture of me and say them out loud
Wow.
to me.
Yes.
And when you're looking at that little boy, beautiful, innocent little boy, you can't say those things to a kid.
Yes.
Well, we all have a child ego state.
Yes.
So that really, really helped me understand that that's not only not helping you, you're destroying yourself
Yes.
in doing that. And you'll never build anyone up by tearing them down.
Yes.
People thought I was nuts doing things like that. I really don't care.
Yes.
Because that helped me a lot.
Yes.
And that's, helping. I saw that picture behind me on my desk at home. It's still on my mirror, my
Yes.
bathroom. See it every day. So I don't know. That's one way. If you are hard on yourself,
Yes.
take a picture of yourself as a kid and make that deal with yourself. Say those things out loud to that little child. And if you can do that with a straight face, you might be a psychopath.
That's amazing. Everything you just said, because that was my next question. My next question was, Chad, what would you say to your younger self?
Oh man, yeah. I've had lots of conversations with my younger self, and a lot of them involve apologizing. Because, again, if I treated my son that way when he
Yes.
was that age
Yes.
for years, would he ever trust me again?
Yes.
What would it take effort-wise for him to get to trust me again? Again, we all have that child ego state inside of us. And does that boy trust me now? I hope so. But it's just like anything else in life. You prove you're worthy of trust by your actions, not your words.
Yes.
So nowadays, I can't relate to the way that I used to be to myself.
Yes.
It's really actually helped me understand my father more. Because I knew that as outwardly critical of others as I was,
Yes.
you can see that in my own father.
Yes.
And I found grace for him because I knew what I had done to myself and how much I had beat the absolute hell out of myself.
Yes.
Will he ever see that in him? I don't know. I don't need him to,
Yes.
because that's his relationship with himself.
Right. Right.
But that's I don't even know where I'm going with that. This book got 500 thoughts.
It's okay. One your life purpose statement is I want to quote this right. I am a rising tide so that others can lift themselves up.
Yeah, I've got probably, I don't know, 5 different derivations of that. Basically, to be a rising tide so that others can lift themselves up.
What I want you to do with this statement is, for everyone that's watching, that's dyslexic, have ADHD, autism, I want you to just say something encouraging to lift them up. You know, everybody's at a different age, a different stage. Everybody has a different journey. I've told you about some of my journey.
Right.
Can you just whatever you want to say to just, as you are a rising tide, can you just lift them up? You know, people are trying to figure out their way. They're stuck. I mean, at least they're choosing to be stuck. Just whatever you want to say.
They don't realize that, though,
yeah.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think learning to have grace for yourself is probably one of the biggest ones, because I know that you take a part of the dyslexia simulations at Shelton, right? What does it do to a child to have people say to them over and over and over again, no, it's just like this. No, why are you doing it that way?
Right.
Why don't you just do it like this?
Right.
Why do you always do it that way?
Right.
Can you hurry up? What do
Right.
you read? Why is your room messy?
Yes.
What does that criticism do to anybody?
Exactly.
As a child, learning differences or not?
Yes.
Right? But kids that have learning differences, I forget the statistics on it, really get that criticism a lot more.
Yes.
Right? And we a lot of times just becomes a habit to internalize it. So how do you lift people up? Well, you help them understand that they're not any different. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not any different than anybody else. Your mind works a little differently.
Yes.
That's a gift, not a curse, not an anchor, not anything else. Does it mean that in a standardized system of learning like public schools, that you may struggle and you may have to put extra effort in? Absolutely.
Yes.
And I think, as I've told our kids with anything in life, to me, there are no geniuses in the world. There's only those who do what others are not willing to do.
Yes.
And if you can accept that and you're willing to put in the work, the resources are out there.
Yes.
It may be easier for some people to get to those resources than others. That is not going to change.
Yes.
Kids that live out in rural areas don't have access to all of the things that you might have in a city like Dallas.
Yes.
Like Shelton has free resources available to people. They have different clinics and different things. Kid that lives out in the country doesn't have that.
Right.
But how many resources are available online? And I think for a kid that's going to begin with parents.
Yes.
Right? And parents understanding there's nothing wrong with them.
Yes.
So I guess it depends on what age they're at.
Yes.
But the first one is there's nothing wrong with you. Learn to have grace for yourself. And then understand your mind works differently.
Yes.
That's a gift
Yep.
if you choose to use it that way.
Yep. It's an advantage.
It is if you choose to use it that way.
Yep.
For me, I come up with 1,000 ideas.
Yes.
All of the time. How do I, does that mean that I'm really successful? That can mean that I get stuck in 5,000 ways because I just came up with all these ideas and now I'm overwhelmed with what the hell do I do?
Yes.
Right? So I need to have people around me that will look at me and say, that's great. And we're going to focus on that. And that's what you do.
Yes.
You get other people around you that are better at the things you're not good at than you are.
Yes.
And stop pretending that you're ever going to be good at everything because you never will be.
To dovetail off what you're saying, ADHD, dyslexia, all the different things, still by society standards, by a lot of people still considered a disadvantage. But to tie into what you're saying, if you remove the prefix dis, you're just left with advantage.
Yeah, and I think it's the victim label in society, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been victimized by something. I have some sort of disability.
Yes.
I used to joke with my mother-in-law and say, I've been diagnosed with a mental disorder that I'm being medicated for. She's like, what? And I'm like, Caroline, it's the ADHD. And we laugh about it. I just think that's the victim mentality in society.
Okay.
Everybody's got something that they're a victim of. They're a victim of this. They're a victim of circumstances. They're a victim of everything.
Yes.
Well, if you're a victim of everything, then you're powerless to change your circumstances, so you're just stuck.
Exactly.
Right? If we weren't recording this, I'd say it a different way.
Yeah.
But you said it. It's an advantage. This is all how you choose to look at it. And if you choose to accept that there's nothing wrong with you, yeah, there's things I struggle with. I can't spell to save my rear end. It takes me so long to read actual words. I can tell you this. Somebody sends me a multi-page long email.
Too much.
I look at it and I think, F you. I won't even read it.
When Ginger was on, we both agreed with this. When she said she was in school and I was able to basically finish her sentence.
She's a genius. By the way.
Yeah. And thank you, Ginger. Shout out to Ginger Curtis for connecting us together. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, Ginger.
You really are a genius. You're amazing.
She said she would read stuff when she was in school, and I said I would just have to read just a piece of it at a time, and maybe just keep reading that over. I said you have to chunk it down. Because if you see all this information, it's too much. That's why I was telling you earlier about spreadsheets. If I look at a spreadsheet, for me, it's too much. But for you, your mind works differently.
I could show you some of the spreadsheets I built. You might not like those. But for me, they all make sense.
Yeah, right.
But a book, to your point, if I'm trying to read something, I might read the same paragraph 5 times.
Yep.
I might read the same sentences 5 times. And then if I really want to remember it, I know that I'm going to have to write something on it.
Yep.
Even though I can't read my own damn writing.
Yeah.
But if I do that, then it's imprinted.
Exactly.
I will remember it. I'll remember that act of writing it.
Yes.
But yeah, man, it takes me forever to read.
Well,
and that's okay.
Well, thank you, Chad, so much for being on this podcast. I really appreciate it. You've added so much value to me personally, and also I know to everybody that's watching. So thank you so much. So Chad, walk me through what your brain processes first when you step onto a job site.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm ever going to notice on a job site is what does it look like from the street.
Wow.
Before I ever even get there. Is the sign straight?
Okay.
Is the yard clean?
Okay.
Does it look professional, presentable?
Okay.
Does it look like we know what we're doing? Right? I see symmetry in ways that are unique.
Yes.
Right? So I can walk into a room and I could be talking to you if we were sitting in a kitchen and there might be 6 or 7 outlets. And if the one over on this side in my periphery was 1/8 of an inch lower than the one over on that side, I can tell you, I can see it, it'll bother me immediately. So seeing things like that, my mind, I don't know, maybe it's good that I look for problems.
Yes.
Because these are all things that we need to get right.
Okay.
But first things you look for are, is it presentable? Does it look clean? Is the sign straight? All of those little cues are things that you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. And if we teach the vendors and trades that it's not important to us, is it going to be important to them?
Chad, is building homes for you therapeutic? And if it is, does it help you regulate your ADHD in some way?
Boy, that's a tough question. I don't know that it's therapeutic for me in any way.
Okay, how would you describe it? Building homes.
How would I describe building homes? Semi-controlled chaos at times.
Okay.
Like people that want to be project managers in construction, which, by the way, I don't make a good project manager in construction.
Okay.
My patience level is non-existent. And I, as business owners, are crazy too. So owners do whatever they have to do to get something done.
Okay.
And I'm very much like that.
Okay.
If I see something that's wrong, I will grab onto it and I will not let go of it.
Okay.
So I don't think it's therapeutic.
Okay. Just however you would describe it.
It's almost at times, because everything that we do is custom, very custom. So therefore it's a prototype, it's never been built before.
Okay.
And then we're dealing with hundreds of different people working on that, because a job doesn't exist simply because I met with a client and got it into planning and sold it into construction.
Okay.
That doesn't create it. I'm one person out of hundreds of people. If you include the suppliers, it's thousands that it takes to create a project like that. So at times it feels like masochism.
Okay.
I look at people, look at companies that are building like fences and things, and I think, wow, maybe that guy's the genius. Like, how many different fence types are there?
You know what's crazy? My last guest on the podcast, that's dyslexic, he works for he's a part of his family business. They build fences.
Well, see, probably a genius.
Yeah. They build fences and commercial tennis courts and pickleball courts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
crazy, right?
I've always seem to pick the things that are the most difficult, challenging.
Yeah.
Because you get to a custom home that's the size of the one that you're gonna be at with the things that it has in it. The amount of coordination that goes into it is crazy.
Okay.
It takes a village to build it. My team, if I didn't have my team there, I think I'd go crazy.
Okay. How does it feel to be able to make a loud noise and build a home? And not only build a home, but build a home that people are going to create memories in.
And that's the rewarding part of it, by the way, is knowing the space you're creating. These people are going to live in this, their family, or this is going to change the way that they live every day.
Yes.
Designing, and we don't do the design work, we do the implementation. But I am a master certified kitchen and bath remodeler. And knowing that the way that those spaces function in a house, if we focused on a kitchen, it's a place where everyone's paths are going to cross every day.
Yes.
Whole family.
Yes.
That may be the only time they interact together.
Yes.
How many memories are in there? If that place is stressful and doesn't work well and everyone's frustrated because they don't have enough storage, they can't make the meals that they want, they're trying to cook and there's 14 people in the way.
Yes.
Whatever it may be. If it's a stressful environment, how does that affect them? So the meaningful part is talking to clients and after they've moved in and really getting to listen to them tell us about how it's changed the way that they live. How happy they are with it. That's meaningful.